everybody. This is so great because Ann, who is like the pickiest eater ever, is like loving the cream of asparagus soup. So we're all excited around here. Ann is eating green veggies. We love it. So Michelle and I are very happy about that. Michelle from Lamer's Dairy is back with another recipe, and this is a nice spring side dish. You know, we do a lot of potatoes in my house. We do a lot of rice. Sometimes it's nice to switch things up, do something a little bit different.
Right, and this gratin is a really simple recipe, and actually it's kind of a master recipe, so you could do it with cauliflower or broccoli or other vegetables, you know, over the course of the year, you know, when maybe, right now, of course, the asparagus is beautiful, but in the wintertime when you can't get nice green as much,
sure,
cauliflower. So it's a really easy, kind of a master recipe.
Yum. So it's an asparagus gratin recipe that we're going to make a nice cheese sauce for, and then we're going to finish it off in the oven and get it nice and bubbly and golden. So the cream sauce, the cheese sauce, is the first thing we're making. So walk me through that.
Well, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of butter in our pan and get that nice and melted.
Okay.
And basically this is a roux. This is, you know, classically for thickening. You know, some soups do use roux. You know, a lot of the master sauces, you know, a bechamel or a mornay might start with a roux. And
you know, homemade cheese sauces are so easy to do once you get in the swing of them. You know, they're so much better than the stuff in the jar that you'd get at the grocery store. So in goes our flour. So is it, we got flour and butter.
Right, we have 3 tablespoons of flour. And this is actually the start of how you make mac and cheese too, if you want to make your own cheese sauce for homemade mac and cheese. So we'll just go ahead and stir that. We want to get the flour flavor out, put a little bit of salt and pepper in there.
Okay. So we're just cooking that for a minute or so. We don't want it to taste, this cheese sauce to taste floury at all. So
that's right.
And now we've got our wonderful Lamer's whole milk in the glass bottle, award-winning milk. You guys just got some big honors. Tell me about that, Michelle.
Right. We were first place winner for the World Dairy Expo in the white milk category. Our chocolate milk also won an award.
Ann likes the chocolate milk. Big fan.
And it's great. You know, we didn't set out to win awards. The Lamer's family has been doing this for 5 generations, over 100 years. And really, to me, having working at the company and seeing that, you know, the guys, the owners, are in the plant all day, and that's what they take home to their own families at night. So, you know, they just wanted to have a really high quality product that was worthy of the Lamer's name, and that their families would enjoy too, and it turns out it won an award.
Very cool. Yeah. All right, so our flour and our butter are cooked. Now we're going to add our milk.
That's right.
Okay.
And then we're going to, that'll thicken up a bit.
Now the key to making a sauce like this is don't walk away from it at this point.
Exactly. You'll have stuff on the bottom.
Yes, and lumps and all sorts of stuff. So
sure.
Whisking, whisking, whisking.
Right.
Now what kind of cheese are we using? Because this is a little bit different, and this is what makes this really special.
Well, this is, you know, classically in a French gratin they'll use like a Gruyere or another hard cheese, but that is not as easy to find here, and I really like the Parmesan is readily available. This is an aged Parmesan. This happens to be one from Sartori, and we do sell that in our Lamer's Dairy store.
Wisconsin company, family-owned company.
Also award-winning. They've won a lot of awards for their cheeses as well. And it's nice because it has that hard, it's a hard cheese. It also has a little bit of that nutty flavor that you want. So it's a delicious cheese to use, very easy to get, and relatively inexpensive.
So at this point, it's starting to thicken. Is that when we put our cheese in?
That's exactly when we put our cheese in. And depending how hot your heat is, you can even take it off the heat because, like you said, you really do want to watch it. You don't want to have, you know, little burny bits in the bottom.
Anything else? Do we need to season it all?
Yes, absolutely. You want to put a little bit of salt and pepper in there. And you could do that to taste. Again, classically, you know, some people use white pepper because it doesn't show up. I like the black pepper. I like the flavor of black better than white. White is a little bit hotter, so I think you do what you like and what you know, what tastes good.
I am A-okay with the little specks in there, not a problem with me. Now let's talk about the asparagus. I looked at Michelle's asparagus and I said, we have to use that right on, you know, right front and center because it is absolutely gorgeous and it just makes you want to dive in. How did you get it that way?
Well, I bought, you know, I look for stalks, like you said, that are firm. In fact, when I go to the store, I've actually had people come up to me and say, will you pick out my vegetables for me? Because when it's in the store, these have been cooked, so they're not quite as strong, but I actually will do this in the store to see, You know, if it's too wiggly, it's old, and I don't like that. So I go for ones that are tight, kind of firm to start out with. Then I do the method where I put them in water in my fridge, just like a flower.
Right.
And then
Standing up upright, like we showed you earlier.
Right. And then what I like to do is steam asparagus. I think it's really a great way to retain the color and retain the nutrients. So instead of the nutrients boiling away in the water, you have a basket, and they're really inexpensive and available a lot of places. And you just want to have enough water below it, not seeping through it. Put your washed asparagus on it, really 4 minutes.
Cover it? Do you
Yes,
cover it?
cover it,
Okay.
absolutely.
Any salt in there?
No.
Okay,
no.
just the straight up vegetables.
Right, and the vegetables are not in the water, they're just above it. So it's just steaming and cooking them, and then you just stick a knife in it till it's tender. I like it a little al dente.
Me too.
And then what you want to do is refresh it with ice water like you did, and then you're good to go. And then the next step is we would just arrange these. Amy, if you want to do it, I kind of like to do one way, just kind of be fancy. But you can do whatever works. You're going to want to put it in a oven-proof baking dish, because we're going to bake this at 450 degrees. So we're going to want to make sure that whatever dish you're using can take that temperature.
Do you like to stack it on top, or just in one
Sure,
row?
whatever. No, you can go on top.
Okay.
You could also, if you wanted to, I saw some gorgeous prosciutto yesterday. I thought, wow,
Ooh.
that would be delicious
Ooh,
to
yum.
maybe chiffonade some of that into it. And
Okay.
then we're
Cheese
just-
sauce goes over. Nope.
Yep,
We ready?
cheese sauce goes right over
the
it.
top. And then we've got this yummy, crunchy topping.
That's right.
It's going to be my favorite. So that was just panko breadcrumbs and more of the Parmesan cheese and a little bit of
olive oil.
Now, where does the lemon juice come in?
Actually, we should have put that lemon juice.
That's all right. Lemon juice over. Now I'm going to just go. We'll be right back, and we'll show you what it looks like when we come back.